And welcome back to our Excel tutorial series. In this video, we will be discussing one of the most useful function in Excel, the index function. The index function allows you to find out value within a range of cell based on its position. It can be used in a variety of ways, such as returning the values of a specific cell and returning a range of value based on a specific criteria. Let's look at the worksheet here. You can see this is the worksheet I already made up, and the Excel index function returns the value at a given position, the range of array. So you can use or you can find these formulas and use and from this formula you can look up the div reference, and here the index returns a value reference of the cell intersection of a particular row and columns in a given range. So when I click over there, now you can see here is the select arguments. There is two arguments. This function has multiple arguments list. Please select one of them. So you can use, I will show you later, or here you can use the index function. You will find the error and the reference function. So I'm going to show you as usual. For now, I'm just cancel it. Let me do the example here. I already made up, and if I take out this one, let me just use the example, use the equal, use the index, the first bracket, it's say the array, the next one row number, the next one is the column number. So here array is the what you are looking for. If I use this one like the select this or array or the selection area, then what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna use this comma. It's say the number of rows. So here the number do you want, like if I looking for 5 rows, I use the comma, then it say the number of columns, so I'm using the number 3. Then I will just close it, hit on the enter. Now you can find here the result is found 122. This is the row number 5 and column number 3, 1, 2, and 3. Here the 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, the row number. Okay. With this, you can easily find it. Now, if I want to change the different row, let me just use the 7 row and change the row number 2. Let me just use the column number 2. Hit on the enter. Now you can find there is the row number 7, there 3, and it gives the column number 2. It's here that gives the position in a range array. Okay, so with this you can understand this kind of this. If I select this one and this cell, so it will give you the position, find out, and it will shows up in your result. Okay, I'm gonna clear you another example. Let me use the basic example here. You can now see that pineapple fruit or some data like banana, pineapple, orange, so that I already use it. Then what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just use like index, then use the array. I'm just use this array, then use the column, or I can just select. Before that, I can use this one, use the number of this one like the column or index or the row number 3, then close it, hit on the enter. Now you can see this is in the 4. If I looking for another, like if I say the column number 5, so what will come, it doesn't come anything because here is the empty. I used a different one like the ABC or something. Let me just hit. Now you can see it's come with the result. Okay, because here is the single selection and single range, and for this is come up with the single result. Okay, let me do with the multiplication table. Here I can just show you, and here is the column 1, and here is a column 1, and here you can see the row. So I'm going to show you how it will come. Let me do with the row number, select the index, then you see the returns a value or reference the cell at the insert selection of a particular row and column in a given range. So what I'm gonna do, close it, first bracket, then use the array. So I'm gonna select this one, total. Say the number of row, let me just use the like 6. Let me use the number of column. So let me 1, 2, and if I say the column like 2 and close it, so it will come like here, like this here 12. Let me just hit on the enter. It doesn't come with the 12 because here is the row, this is the column, and this is the row. So it's point out in the here. Okay, so with this thing you can easily find out. Let me do with the reference. So how it will work, let me just use click index, then I will use the reference. Before that I'm gonna use this one. So what I'm gonna do, use the control key, then use the multiple header, then here I'm gonna use the range, then what I'm gonna do, use the okay, then I'm going to use here the name. If I say the data and hit on the okay, then this is kind of the data sheet or the data. Then what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna use this one as your index one, use the index function, then use the reference. So I'm gonna use this one. So I'm going to use here the reference. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna use the index, then first bracket, then use the reference. So I already made up the table. Like if I say the data, I'm gonna use the first bracket in here, then here. So sometime it can be separate, like the range. If I use this range, then use the comma, and use this range, use the comma, and let me just choose this range. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna use from here which selection I'm gonna use. This is the first one, this is the second one, this is the third one. From here, which one I can looking for, let me just use like the number of row numbers. Let me just use this one, second one. I'm gonna use the second. And if I'm looking for like the 3 columns, it asks me the column number. So if I use the 3, close it and hit on the enter. Now you can see here is the find out the 4. Okay, with the reference you can find the table data, and you can find from these few groups like this, you can get the result. So the index function is a powerful tool that can be save you a lot of time and effort when you are working with a large amount of data. So we hope this tutorial has been helpful in demonstrating the basics of this function. Thank you for watching.